When I was younger, I never took responsibility for pretty much anything. When the chance was there, I would blame something or someone else for the things that was happening to me. And I always thought to myself, nah, that can't be my fault. Like, he should have done something differently. And if he done something differently, then, you know, my outcome would have been different. Or if this thing just would have happened, then my outcome would have been different. My situation would have been different. My whole life would have been different. And you can't live life like that. And I only realized this, funnily enough, I started playing FIFA again. And I realized I just started thinking and doing things differently to when I used to play FIFA, like 2021, FIFA 2021 or 2022. I don't know when they changed it to EAFC. And my whole mindset now is kind of like, shit, I'm to blame. And because I messed up, I can make it right. And because I can make it right means I can actually come back whenever I'm 3-0 down, 4-0 down. I'm not leaving. I'm actually staying to try and make a comeback. And it's actually worked out for me a good few times. I was like 4-0 down at halftime, came back 5-4. Crazy, right? And it's funny how I'm comparing life to a game, but me coming to this realization that I'm behaving differently while playing FIFA, maybe it's a sense of maturity, but it's also not me blaming something else for it happening to me. And that made me come to the conclusion that, you know, the first Hermetic law or the universal law is the universe is mental. And when I was reading the parallel universes of self, parallel universe of self. I don't even know what the book's called, flipping out. Frederick Dodson basically said, being in the state that you are, when you're in a dream and when you're in a dream and the things are around you, they feel real, whatever. When you wake up, you realize it was all an illusion. Going to a higher state of consciousness is basically waking up from reality and realizing you was in control the whole time of absolutely everything around you and everything is an illusion, right? And that made me realize that the brain is essentially the control of your life. The brain literally controls your limbs, all of that. We know that. It's science, right? But it also controls the things that happen to you. So technically, things don't happen to you, things happen because of you. The way you react to certain things, the way you respond to certain things will then later come back down the line and literally happen to you because of you. And it sounds confusing, but the best example I can give of this, right? And I wish I knew this at the time. I had a Toyota Yaris, and essentially I was going to my friend's birthday party, and I was like, "Hey, I'll drive to yours. I'll park my car by yours." We never lived in the best areas. Like, my end's crazy, his end's crazy, but I was just like, whatever. Left my car there, went to the birthday party. I get a phone call, and I've basically been told like my car's been stripped. So I return, I see my car's been stripped, like can't even drive it. Bonnet's gone, headlights are gone, license plates is gone, everything's gone. But the place I've parked it, there's neighbors, there's like a ring doorbell, there's like, it's not just a side road, it's like a like a grove. So there's houses around, and I'm just like, how did no one see this? Like, you have a ring doorbell, nothing got captured. Your windows are right there, you didn't hear, see nothing, didn't look outside. Like, no one saw anything. Oh, you guys are useless. How can you do this? Blah, 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 blah. I blamed someone else. I was just like, logically speaking, I was just like, this ain't my fault. No responsibility, no accountability, whatever. The only person that pulled me up is my dad. My dad was like, why on earth would you park your car there? I was like, nah, it's not my fault. Blah, 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 blah. I got the car back. They repaired it. Insurance repaired it. And then I left it in a better area. And I went to get Nando's with my girl. And then I came back to get the car. The car was stripped again. This time I didn't react. I was going through life anyway, and I was just kind of like, okay, there's nothing I could have done. But now looking back, there's most definitely something I could have done. And until I realized that it was my fault and my responsibility, that thing would just continue happening. And that could go be compared to absolutely anything. Simple FIFA. If I keep making the same mistake and I keep blaming the game, I'm going to keep making the same thing and people are going to keep scoring the same way. The same way, if I keep doing the same thing with my Toyota Yaris, people are going to keep stealing the same parts in the same way, whether it's a good area or whether it's a bad area. It literally doesn't matter. And until I realized that is when it would like, until I realized that and took accountability and responsibility, it would not stop happening. However, luckily for me, because I didn't take accountability at the time, the insurance basically wrote off the car, so I didn't have that specific car anymore, and I just didn't have a car for like probably like a year. But it's not until now that I realized that it's actually my fault for that happening. Or I shouldn't say my fault. I should have took more responsibility and accountability for that happening. I shouldn't have left my car there. And in fact, after the first time, maybe I should have came up with a better solution to protect my car. For example, getting a dash cam that records all the time. So if anything was to happen to the car, then I would have a license plate maybe of someone who stole the car. Maybe I would have seen faces. Maybe I'll just have more information, right? And it would kind of scare people away from messing with the car in general. But I didn't do that because my whole mindset was it's not my fault. I just got unlucky, you know. I just got unlucky. That's the reason that happened. And really and truly, we create our own unluckiness and we create our own luck by the things that we do. And until we realize this and take accountability and responsibility for these things, then nothing's going to change. And you can extrapolate this to business, to life, to games, to literally anything. I was having a conversation with ChatGPT because I do that now and again. If I'm driving, I'll like chat to ChatGPT. And they gave an example of, you know, if you're running a business and you're not consistently getting clients, if you're doing that, there's only so long before you can actually be like, you know what, it is my fault. Like, you can't go on forever that way. And if you go on forever not taking accountability and responsibility for things that are happening because of you, you're not getting enough clients consistently, you're not signing clients every week or, you know, every month, and you're not hitting your revenue goal, most likely it's because of you and your approach. And until you realize that, you will not change your approach and change the things that you do to change the outcome that you're currently getting. If you're only signing 5 clients, but you're meant to be signing 10, you're not making enough money, until you realize that you actually control those things, it's only then you'll start thinking of new ideas or new ways of actually achieving that goal. For example, if you're only posting like 1 video a month and then you're messaging people doing manual outreach and you're not hitting your revenue goal, until you realize that, you know, it's not because it's their fault that they're not signing up or they don't have money or they don't have this or whatever, and blaming them for the reason you're not hitting your goal. If you blamed yourself, you would have been like, okay, what can I do differently? You know, what can change? Maybe I should just upload more YouTube videos. Maybe I should hire a sales guy. Maybe I should do this. And then you assess those options and then you go with the best thing. But until you realize that it's your fault for these things happening, they will continue to happen. The same way, if they never wrote off my car, I can guarantee you I still would not have got a dash cam because that was 3 years ago, and I would have left my car somewhere again and the parts would have been stolen. And I think about this with the parking ticket. I used to get parking tickets, right? And I remember one that I didn't pay because I was like, no way that's my fault. Like, this green car was parked in between like the last 2 bays and I just had to squeeze myself in there, so I was over the line. And they fined me for being over the line. I was like, okay, I'm not paying that. I appealed it. I didn't hear nothing for 2 years. 2 years later, which I think this was like late last year, they handed me a letter telling me they're taking me to court. I didn't take them seriously. I was like, it's not my fault. I appealed it. Whatever. Am I in focus though? Oh shit. Oh, so basically they handed me a court letter and I was just like, nah, it's not my fault. You know, I'm just gonna keep going, whatever. I didn't take it seriously. Then they came back. They were like, you have 30 days to pay. These are debt collectors. 30 days to pay or else you get a CCJ. I was like, oh, hell no. I paid that shit. Not because I took accountability and responsibility for the thing that happened to me, but because I was just like, oh, I see CJs, and I'm like, why does this shit always happen to me? Like, how is it my fault that this happened there? How is it my fault that that happened there? Luckily, though, that was when I got that last ticket and I didn't pay it. They kind of wrote off the car at the same time, so I didn't have a car to drive in order to get more tickets, or else I definitely would have got more tickets and blamed everything else but myself. Instead, if I just realized, you know, okay, cool, I can't control them, I can't control anyone else. Same way that when you play GTA, you can't control the AI. You can't, you know, make the AI not crash into you, or the AI walk into you, or the AI do whatever, but you can control yourself. And if you can control yourself, that means, you know, you can avoid being wanted by the police because you won't punch random civilians. The same way that I can avoid parking tickets by literally just taking responsibility. Maybe it happened once, but it doesn't have to happen again the second time, because I can avoid it. I know what I did wrong, take accountability, responsibility, then move on. And by moving on, I mean realizing that, okay, cool. That like, if that happens again, I will just find another way around the situation. It doesn't mean that I can't, you know, go into Tesco's because someone's parked like an idiot. I just find another way around the situation, whether that's parking around the corner or whatever it may be. And these are simple examples, but please take them into your life. And this is like, I don't know, man. When I don't know, but yeah, this video didn't I didn't intend for it to be too long. Hopefully, it ain't too long. Hopefully, I'm in focus too. But take accountability, responsibility, or else nothing's gonna work, and you're just gonna repeat the same loop, the endless loop, the same cycle. And I feel like that's how a lot of people get trapped in their circumstances, man. So yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. You might like the camera though. The lens is a bit cold, isn't it? The lens is cold.